My name is Terri Kirby Erickson, and I'm going to read a poem from my book, Telling Tales of Dusk. The poem is called The Belle of Bourbon Street. She wore a purple feathered boa wrapped around her shoulders and shoes so high the heels looked like a pair of stilts, and that walk, well, it was more like a sachet with attitude. So crowds on Bourbon Street parted like she was God's hand on the Red Sea when she passed by. The scent of her perfume mingled with beignets and chicory coffee and flowers lush as pregnant Tahitian princesses. Clotilde could work a sidewalk, no doubt about it. And when she strolled into a bar, the doors opened like magic as the sound of clinking glasses and near hysterical laughter and the crack of a cue ball on the break spilled into the street. Every stool had her name on it, so before she sat down, the bartender parked a Tanqueray and tonic with a chilled lime twist on a crystal coaster. She smiled, thanked him, and raised just what the doctor ordered to her lips, while every man in the room stopped what he was doing and watched. Hours later, when the bar closed down and Clotilde's hand was resting on her forearm, the bartender placed a quiet call to the Garden District. 15 minutes on the button, a black Rolls Royce slid along the curb, quiet as a cat in a cathedral. And out stepped a big man in a dinner jacket, his hair a gleaming halo of silver. What few stragglers were left knew better than to meet his eye when he walked past. He put his hand on her back and asked the bartender, "She get into any trouble, Baptiste?" And the bartender shook his head. "No, sir, Mr. Rabelais. It was a good night." Which he didn't argue with, although a good night would be the one where his daughter stayed sober. He lifted her like he'd done 1,000 times and carried her outside, that feather boa dragging behind them like the tail of a comet. "Daddy," she murmured, her arms tightening around his neck. "Yes, baby, we're going home now," he said, as he laid her in the back seat, a gardenia in a corsage box. After the car disappeared into a patch of fog rolling in from the river, a young man on the corner bowed and bid a silent farewell to the Belle of Bourbon Street. Thank you.